the migration of jobs to areas that have lower wages is going to have an impact which may trigger also the migration of certain industries, and people need to be looking at that from different countries. Secretary Hussain, I appreciate your comments on taking a look at the specific situation with Bangladesh and least developed countries. And Mr. Yang, I think, brought to us a very important point of view with regards to how companies can do business, which makes good business sense, because at the end of the day, businesses are only going to do what makes business sense first and foremost, followed by doing it in a way which actually has a positive impact on development. And one of the ways that that happens is when you look at areas which are underdeveloped in the first instance, and you see how you can find business opportunities there that at the same time automatically are going to have a development effect, which is to the benefit of the business itself. And I think Mr. Yang brought that to the table. In closing, I will say that what all of this, I think, brings is a bit of a theme. There's a statement that was made, I think it's a former Speaker of the United States Congress, Tip O'Neill, who said, all politics is local. And I think we can draw from that an axiom and say that all economics is local. We have to look at consumption, we have to look at what's going on domestically, because it's parallel and tied and drives actually what we do in terms of exports and international. Thank you very much. I will hand it back to Anders in case there are any final housekeeping notes. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much to the entire panel. And I have no further comments and questions. In the interest of time, I suggest that we move on now. So thank you very much for being with us this afternoon. Okay, I've just heard that
We'll be going for dinner at 7 o'clock, so everybody should be down in the lobby about 10 to 7. Thank you.
Okay. 7 o'clock. So thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, in view of time, I would like to request you to resume your seat. We'll be starting the session in about 1 minute. Please take your seat. We are following the pattern of starting 15 minutes later as sessions before, but this time we would really like to close in time at 6:30 for this session to allow the closing statement by our Executive Director, Mrs. Patricia Francis, at 6:30 sharp. So we have 75 minutes. It's most unfortunate that Minister Mari Pangestu could not be with us. She traveled back to Indonesia yesterday on urgent obligations. And we have a marvelous panel with 4 speakers. We will try to make the session as interactive as possible by allowing questions to the extent possible. But each of the speakers will have a statement of about 8 to 10 minutes. Professor Pankaj Gemawat from Harvard University, previously now at the IESE in Barcelona, will be the moderator, and he will introduce the panel. Professor Pankaj, over to you.
Good evening, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and my role here is a very simple one of simply introducing the speakers. So let me perform the introductions in the order in which they're actually going to speak. The first speaker will be Mr. Eric Zhang, who's the General Manager of ZTE for Central America and Caribbean. ZTE is a major Chinese and now global telecommunications supplier. Our second speaker will be Dr. Alexander Barkavi, the former MD of SAM Indexes and Dow Jones Sustainability Indexes and the president of the Oikos Foundation. Our third speaker will be Senator Marlene Malahu Forte, Minister of State and of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade in Jamaica. And our fourth speaker is going to be Mr. Sirisampan Vorachit, the Deputy Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Industry and Commerce, Lao People's Democratic Republic. So what we're going to do is our first 2 speakers are going to focus on specifically some opportunities and some threats